Michael Cohen has just taken the stand for a third day of cross-examination by Trump's lawyers, and I want to make sure you guys are caught up on all of the relevant information. For a quick recap, just as it did last Thursday, Todd Blanche's cross-examination of Cohen could get tense. At one point, Blanche, Trump's attorney, even barked, "That's a lie," at Cohen, the prosecution's star witness. One question still looming over the proceedings is whether Trump will take the stand in his own defense. On Thursday, the most recent trial day, Blanche told the judge that he didn't yet know whether Trump would take the stand, but today it seems like it is very unlikely that Donald Trump will testify in his own case. Let's lay out all of the drama from this morning. It would really help if you could leave a like on the video. And today is already getting pretty intense. Todd Blanche and Michael Cohen have been at each other's necks. Trump again invited a lot of Republican allies to show up, and early this morning, Republican Representative Andy Ogles actually introduced an act called the Let Trump Speak Act to ban gag orders on criminal defendants.
Also attended the Trump trial last week. He's now introducing the Let Trump Speak Act. It prohibits judges from issuing gag orders to defendants in any criminal or civil proceedings.
Good morning. And what this bill does is it creates a prohibition on these gag orders that are clearly politically motivated and a right of action. So he could sue because his rights are being violated. And so with that, we were there. You could tell that this trial is nothing more than a political witch hunt. And so enough is enough.
The Let Trump Speak Act could also be known as the Witness Intimidation Act. I mean, there is a reason Donald Trump has a gag order on him. It's because he cannot keep his mouth shut. He cannot stop attacking Judge Merchan's daughter. Mr. Todd on Twitter had a great response. He said, "It would be funny if it weren't so scary. There are no boundaries for a dictator. They don't give a damn about reason. Change the rules, change the laws, all so they can win. It's anti-American," which is very true. But to move on to what's going on in the courtroom right now, before entering the courtroom, Trump complained that the trial is holding him back from campaigning, saying that sitting in a very freezing cold courtroom for the hush money trial for the last 4 weeks is very unfair. They have no case and they have no crime, he said. Trump then read aloud a series of quotes from legal experts who support his claims the trial is a witch hunt and an attempt at election interference amid his presidential campaign. And again, Trump keeps citing all of these legal experts, but Trump's idea of a legal expert is someone like Rudy Giuliani, who's going through a RICO case of his own, or John Eastman, who's about to be disbarred for trying to overthrow the election, or Alina Habba or Sidney Powell. These are the legal experts Trump looks to. Justice Merchan then appeared to chastise a Trump lawyer by saying, "Just relax." Merchan was in the process of explaining his ruling on a particular piece of expert witness testimony when Trump lawyer Emil Bove tried to interject. Merchan quickly admonished Bove. "Just relax," Merchan told Bove. And again, Blanche's questioning of Cohen reached a crescendo last week as the defense lawyer forcefully grilled the ex-fixer about his history of false statements and other contested issues. It'll be interesting to see whether Blanche can build back to that level of intensity today. Right when the cross-examination started, Blanche implied that Cohen was lying even after his preparations with Representative Dan Goldman. So pressed by Trump lawyer Todd Blanche, Cohen acknowledged that he met with Representative Dan Goldman in 2019 when Goldman was a congressional aide to prepare for prior congressional testimony. Cohen also admitted to lying during that testimony. The implication is that even when prepped by a federal prosecutor turned congressman, Cohen lies. And a few minutes before that, Blanche laid the groundwork by asking Cohen how many times he had met with prosecutors. Cohen acknowledged, speaking to reporters after Thursday's court day ended, but says it was not about the case. And this year alone, Cohen says it's possible he met with prosecutors more than 20 times and closer to 20 than 12. So you can see right there how the defense is working to undermine Cohen's credibility and say that, hey, he's met with prosecutors before, then lied. He could be doing this again. And portions of the testimony today seem disjointed. NBC says there have been portions of testimony elicited by both the prosecution and the defense in this trial that feel disjointed and out of place at the time, but the lawyers need them to get them into evidence to use during closing arguments. The The hope is that it all comes together in the end, but in the meantime, the jury is left to sit and wonder, which has caused the jury to be less engaged today. So far, Cohen has been looking directly at Trump's lawyer, Todd Blanche, while testifying, not the jury. Several of the jurors appear to be looking around the audience and watching the door to the courtroom as several people cycle in and out, appearing less engaged in this stretch of the cross-examination, and that is because it feels a little bit more disjointed, a little bit more hard to follow, again, because they're trying to lay out all the evidence for closing arguments. This is where Blanche gets more worked up and explodes on Michael Cohen. Blanche gets animated as he presses Cohen. Blanche is quite worked up, suggesting that he thinks he's about to disprove that Cohen's retainer was always a fiction. Cohen then testified about giving cash in a brown paper bag to a tech firm owner. Blanche pressed Cohen on the $20K he paid to the owner of Redfinch, a tech company that had always done work for Trump. Blanche asked Cohen how he paid the firm. The ex-fixer replied, "I went to TD Bank and took out cash over a couple of days. I just didn't want to take out $20,000. They do everything in the most sketchy way possible, like a brown paper bag, really? Cohen could not recall the exact increments for the cash withdrawal. Blanche asked Cohen whether he had a duffel bag of cash for the Redfinch owner, and Cohen said no, it was a brown paper bag. Cohen then acknowledged that he stole from the Trump organization. Trump lawyer Blanche pressed Cohen about the money paid to Redfinch not adding up to the total that the Trump org gave him to make the payment. Blanche said to Cohen that he gave Redfinch $20K and he took $30K. You stole from the Trump organization, right? Yes, sir, Cohen testified, adding that he had never paid the amount that he owed. He added that he discussed this with both federal and state prosecutors. And the Trump lawyer's gotcha moment on Cohen appeared to fall short. Trump lawyer Blanche showed Cohen an email from former Trump Organization Chief Financial Officer Alan Weisselberg to Cohen in 2017, around the time of Cohen's admitted last day at the company. The email itself says, "Thank you. You never stopped on for a bro hug. Anyway, please prepare the agreement we discussed so we can pay you monthly." In this exchange, Blanche is reminding Cohen that he previously testified that he and Weisselberg had an agreement there would never be any retainer agreement. Blanche seems to think this is a big gotcha moment, but it does not quite go over that way, at least in the overflow room. And again, Trump's eyes are closed, but his surrogates are watching carefully. Today, he has people like Alan Dershowitz with him. I don't know why. While Trump is at the defense table, his eyes closed for the most part, and his chin is jutting towards Cohen. Trump's surrogates, which today include several members of Congress and a state attorney general, are upright and watching the proceedings closely. Law professor Alan Dershowitz is also in the courtroom and can be seen resting his hand by his face while watching Blanche press Cohen on his specific recollection of events during the days after the Access Hollywood tape, how he was repaid by Trump for the payments to Daniels, and his acknowledgement that he stole from the Trump organization. But Blanche then exploded on Cohen again and scored a key concession. Blanche elicits an admission from Cohen that while Trump's job changed, his didn't. This was a good moment for the defense. Blanche will use this to back up a key defense theme, that Cohen did, in fact, function as Trump's personal lawyer and was paid as such despite their never executing a retainer agreement, as had been the case historically. And the jury is having a tough time. Jurors are rubbing their eyes, holding their head in hands, and shifting in seats. I can see how this gets boring after a few weeks. Blanche then suggested that Trump was annoyed over Cohen's consulting gigs. Blanche is grilling Cohen over a string of consulting contracts he signed in 2017, including one with telecoms giant AT&T. Cohen confirmed that Trump introduced him to the then CEO of AT&T, but he conceded he never told the former president about these clients. Cohen testified that at some point Trump was frustrated about his fixer's consulting work. Blanche asked, "He was frustrated you signed a deal with AT&T?" The prosecution objected to that question. The judge sustained the objection. That is all I have for you today. This all happened in the past hour, and remember, it is Todd Blanche's job to grill and press Michael Cohen, so that's not unusual, but apparently Blanche is getting a lot more animated than he usually does while fishing for these gotcha moments. But if you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, make sure to comment a blue heart, subscribe, most importantly, have a great day.